haven't forgotten that. I'm going to do it next Sunday. But you know, things come up when you're on vacation for 4 weeks. And so I had this talk sort of take form and shape within me, this talk about the pearl of great price. You know, when I was a young child, I always loved to hear the stories about buried treasure. Anybody like those stories? You know, grown men and women spending their entire lives looking for buried treasure, and very few of them finding it. Yes? Well, Jesus told this parable of a merchant in search of fine pearls, who, when he found one truly great one, sold all that he had to buy that pearl. You know that parable? Mm-hmm. Ever since known as the pearl of great price. What do you think Jesus is referring to in this parable when he talks about this pearl of great price, this pearl of great value? What comes to mind? What is it that the merchant discovered? Any ideas? Christ? The kingdom of God. The kingdom of God, yes. Get an A plus there. He's talking about finding the kingdom of God. Sounds easy? Yes? What do you think? Not very easy. It's very much like finding buried treasure. You can spend a whole lifetime searching, and then it's only a very select few that actually find it. So that's what I want to talk to you about this morning. You know, in ways I've dedicated my life to this search for the kingdom. And certainly having this extended time off, I had lots of time to contemplate how I was doing on the quest. And so I want to ask you if you're interested in knowing the answer to how do you find the kingdom of God? Sure, is it going to take us a lifetime to find the kingdom? And will we be one of the few who actually make it? You want the answers to those questions? In 15 minutes, you're going to get it. I'm recharged, rejuvenated. I'll tell you the answer to my lifelong quest. Well, let me start by going back to the symbolism of the pearl. You know, the biggest problem with finding that pearl of great price is that it has to be found among many false pearls, many pearls of far lesser value. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Do you ever feel confused on your spiritual journey? Because of all the many paths that promise enlightenment? I know I do. I mean, which church should I go to? What philosophy should I believe? What spiritual practice should I follow? Is unity the answer? Or is there an even better way just waiting for me to discover? Anybody ever have these questions? Ever get a little lost and confused and wandering around in circles? You know, it can be so overwhelming for some of us that at some point in the search I might just say, well, a pearl's a pearl, isn't it? And even if this pearl is not the great pearl, the pearl of great price, it's still a pretty good pearl. You know, we certainly know in relationships sometimes we settle. Do you think spiritually sometimes we settle? You know, it's true, a pearl is a pearl, and there can be many fine pearls, many good pearls. But it's also true, right, that I wouldn't sell all that I have in order to buy just any pretty good pearl. Would I? The truth, folks, as this parable teaches us, is that no other pearl will do. No other pearl than the pearl of great price, than the kingdom of God. Let me read you the story in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, verses 44 through 46. Jesus states the kingdom of heaven, or the kingdom of God, is like a treasure hidden in a field, which someone has found and hid. Then in his joy he goes and sells everything he has and buys that field. Again, the kingdom of God is like a merchant in search of fine pearls. On finding one pearl of great value, he went and sold everything he had and bought it. You know, it's no accident that Jesus used the symbol of the pearl to describe the kingdom of God. The symbolism is well suited because in the first century, pearls were highly prized. I mean, people would go to the far ends of the earth. They went to the Red Sea, the Persian Gulf, the Indian Ocean, searching for these fine, valuable pearls. According to Pliny the Elder, 1st century A.D., pearls were considered the most valuable of goods, having the first place, the topmost rank among all things of value. So think of today, what do we value the most materialistically? What has the most value? Maybe pure gold? Can you think of other things? That would be how pearls were viewed in the time of Jesus. So Jesus knew the people he spoke to would better appreciate the magnificence of the kingdom of God by using this imagery of the pearl. Like nothing could be more valuable than this. And in the parable, who do you think the merchant represented? Any guess? Us. The people that he was talking to. The people who were listening to the story. So in just a few words, Jesus told his followers that the kingdom of God is of such value that you would joyfully, remember the guy went in joy in the parable, joyfully sell all that you own in order to be in possession of it. A parable that's still relevant to you and me today, folks. You know, that's why I'm excited about going into the next few months and teaching you the metaphysical interpretation of the Bible. These are not stories of over 2,000 years ago. These are stories written for you and me today, when rightly interpreted. They're symbolic. They are speaking to aspects of our soul's development and growth. These stories, these parables, when spiritually understood, are meant to reveal the truth to you and me this very day. And what this parable is revealing to us is that the kingdom of God is like a small, inconspicuous pearl, but one of incalculable, oh good, I wrote a word I can't write right now. Unbelievable value. You know, I get so wordy at 3 a.m. in the morning and then I look at it. That once discovered this incredible pearl of value, it calls for this unrestrained response in the form of absolute discipleship. Do you know what I mean by that? Complete commitment on every level of your life to its presence. Through this parable, Jesus not only reveals the paramount worth of the kingdom, but also the idea that the true disciple will make an immense commitment to that kingdom in the face of this worth. You see, all else is valueless compared with that surpassing worth, and no price is too great to pay. Think about it. Is there anything in your life that you feel that commitment for? A mother might feel that for her child, a father for his child, yes? Well, the effect of this news, this joyful news, is overpowering. It fills the heart with gladness if you understand it. It makes life's whole aim, its entire aim, what? The discovery